Gay Tone was butt ass naked. I said, yo, dogs, where the is your clothes at? He like, what? I said, why the you naked for, man? Why the is you naked? He like, what you talking about? Before I knew it, y'all, and y'all gotta forgive me. There was I'm not making no excuses for my behavior. You should always keep your hands to yourself.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
But I lost.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
So y'all about to get two stories in one. Y'all got to get the hood story first, which leads into the prison story. So back in 2010, I believe, I think I was maybe 23 or 24. I probably was 23. And I was down there staying in Pontiac. Now, at this time, my mama moved there first. And then I ended up moving down there. It was called Bloomfield on the River. Anybody from Michigan in that Pontiac area, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about off of Telegraph Road. So my mama ended up moving down there first. I was still in Flint. And then I ended up moving with my mama for maybe about a week or two. And then I ended up getting an apartment out there. Now, long story short, every other week, my homeboy Al and my cousin Calvin would come down there. And I already told y'all a little bit about this story. So if it sounds familiar, this is not the same story. But it does revolve around that club Tonic, okay? So every weekend, Calvin and Al will come from Flint and come down there to Pontiac, and we'll be partying for the whole weekend. Now, what I did not know is now on Friday and Saturday, we'll go to Tonic. No problem. For the people that know about Tonic, they got 3 floors. They got the first floor, the second floor, and the third floor, and they all be jumping. What I did not know, that is on Sundays, all right? Remember, y'all, we go Friday and we go Saturday. But on Sundays, it's gay night, and I didn't know. Now, Friday comes around. We're in there partying, right? It's a straight night. Friday, we doing our ones and twos. You know, y'all know me. I done pull it up on the breeze, and, y'all know how I do. So we leave the club and we go back to my crib, and, that's why they used to call me Buddy Love back in the day. Buddy Love from Nutty Professor. That was me. I was Buddy Love. So then Saturday rolls around, and, it's business as usual. We hit the club. We doing our ones, doing our twos. Everything is good. Everything is great, right? No harm, no foul. That night, Al and Calvin hit the road, 75 North. They go back to Flint. I'm back at my crib. No problem, right? So that Sunday, I had to do a first shift at my job. So I went to work, and one of my homegirls at work, we was talking, and she was like, yeah, when the last time you been to Tonic? I was like, shoot, we were just there last night and Friday. She was like, I ain't see you there. I was like, oh, well, I didn't see you. So I was like, when did you come? She was like, I was there Friday and Saturday. I was like, oh, okay. So what's up? She was like, you don't go on Sundays neither? I'm like, no, I didn't think they was even open on Sundays. She was like, yeah, they be open on Sundays too. I was like, word? She was like, yeah. Now listen, y'all. I don't know what she thought. I don't know what the miscommunication was. But I'm going to tell y'all why she set me up for the okie doke. And I'm going to let y'all know a little later. But we end up, so she like, all right, listen, because we got off at 2:00. So she was like, all right, we just going to meet up there at 8:00. I said, all right, bet, cool. Right? We end up getting off of work. I end up going to the crib. took a shower, took a nap, got up, went across the street, got me a couple of sliders, came back home. Then I got to playing the video game. Then I end up getting dressed and I head on out. It's about 7:45. I like to get to the club early. So I pull up, I get out, and I'm out at the door outside waiting on her. Now, I'm noticing that okay, so we all know that, gay people be going to the club and stuff like that, but I'm noticing there is a abundance of these cats that is coming through. Now, I see a lot of females also, but I see a lot of group of gay guys too. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of odd. I mean, well, I never been here on a Sunday, so maybe, maybe this, I don't know. So she ended up pulling up and she like, hey, you made it. I said, yeah, I'm here. So she was like, you all right? Because I was looking kind of like, like confused just a little bit. And she was like, you all right? I said, yeah, it's just, nah, ain't nothing. She was like, what? I was like, I ain't nothing. So she was like, well, let's get up in this club. So we get up in there. And usually when me and Al and Karen come through, we just, we fill out the first floor, checking for the honeys or whatever. And then we'll go to the second floor and see what's going on, and then go to the third floor. We just keep rotating up, back and forth or whatever. So with her, she wanted to go straight to the third floor. So we get up there, and I'm just seeing more and more gay black dudes. And I'm like, I'm saying, hey, yo, is this like is the third floor is like for like gay people or whatever? And she was like, not really. I was like, then why are there so many like gay guys up here? She was like, I gotta ask you something. I was like, what? She was like, well, you're not gay? I said, excuse me? She was like, oh no, I thought that you was. I said, what will make you think that? She was like, well, I see like all the times you be with like the women at the job and you don't really be around, talking to the guys, you always talking to the women. I said, whoa, hold up. Now, time out. Flag on the play. I said, hold up. You thought I was gay because I be talking to the women all the time? She was like, yeah. I said, listen, I don't like dudes. Like, not even on no sexuality type thing, but I don't like dudes. I just got a selective amount of cats that I be around because I just don't like dudes. I mean, I like women. That's why at work I'm always around the chicks. And dudes is what I gotta conversate to a dude about. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I said, hold up. So you telling me this is like gay guy night or something? She was like, yeah, and plus your cousin Tone, he told me that y'all was like real close. I said, my cousin Tone? She was like, yeah. Now, this is where we about to get to the prison stuff in the hot second, but I got to get this out so I can set the tone for y'all about my so-called cousin Tone. Now, this dude wasn't my cousin at all. So there was a guy from Flint, and his name was Tony. But I grew up with this dude, but my granddaddy was dating his grandma, if that makes sense. So I knew him since I was like 10, 11 years old. So, but even back then, you could tell, Tone was kind of, you know. So, but he ain't never tried nothing and we was like around the same age. So, as time went on, we would just say, okay, yeah, we cousins, because my granddaddy was dating his grandmama, and, it was what it was. So he ended up getting a job in West Bloomfield where I worked at. I can't tell y'all the name of the job due to HIPAA laws or whatever. And, but anyway, he ended up working where I was working at, and he was just telling people like, yeah, we cousins and stuff like that. But here's the thing. In this girl mind, she thinking like, well, Dante only be talking to females, and this so-called cousin of his, which is Gay Tony, she just put some BS together of maybe me and Tone was secretly talking, and I don't know, some weird stuff. So this is what she lightweight explained it to me. And I'm like, heck no, I'm not. Are you crazy? So I'm getting up out of there. Boom, bam. I get up out of there. She walking behind me like, she apologized. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. And now as I'm walking through, remember y'all, we at the top of the building. Now, for those that ever been in Tonic, y'all know it's like 3 stories and this building is tall. So I'm trying to, now it's really dawning on me like, yo, there's so many of these type of dudes up in here. And it's like the way I'm trying to walk and get out of there, they like everywhere. So I can't even walk straight through and straight down the stairs because this dude's posted and dudes turn sideways and bent this way. And I'm trying to turn this way. I'm just trying to get out of there. So I finally hit the door. Listen, y'all, when I felt like I was suffocating in there. I can't say what I really want to say because they might try to flag this video. But I just had to get up out of there. So I get out of there. She steady apologized. I'm like, man, man. I said, dogs, but I'm so mad. Have you ever been so mad that you just start laughing? So I'm like, yo, I said, yo, I'll see you later, man. So I get in the car and I leave. The next day, we get to work. She apologized to me again. And then I go holler at Gay Tone. So I'm like, yo, Tone, let me talk to you right quick. He like, what's up, Dante? I said, you going around telling people that, we together or something? He like, no, I wouldn't ever do that. We're cousins. We family. I said, listen, you got to stop telling people we cousins and we family because people around here getting the wrong idea. They thinking that you saying that we cousins is like a cover-up story. And he like, man, Dante, you knew me for years. I ain't like that. I said, yeah, but, you kind of cramping my style up here. You got chicks in here thinking that I'm, He like, oh, well, I mean, I guess, I could tell people when I said, no, just leave it alone because, anything you say from here on out is just going to make it seem like I done put you up to it or some weird type stuff. So he like, all right, whatever. Okay, I guess. So I'm like, all right, fast forward to prison now. Now we get to the prison. Now I'm just approaching I'm coming up on my 2 years. What was this? I think this was right before Thanksgiving, I believe. Right before Thanksgiving. So I'm in the pod, it's me, Al, Homicide, Tall T, J-Rock, and y'all already know who J-Rock is, and we ain't even gonna discuss that. But we all in there, we just thugging it out, right? And as y'all know, every Tuesday we get brand new inmates, all right? Now, at this time, y'all, Dante had a toothache, and they would not give me, now they would give you like a Tylenol, regular Tylenol, but what they would do, you have to take your medication, or you have to take that Tylenol or whatever right there in front of the nurse, because a lot of dudes would, take them, bust them down, and, they end up in cat's nose and all that deal. So they basically told me like, yo, you can only get one Tylenol every 2 hours. So I'm like, and milligrams wasn't even nothing. So I'm already hurting, y'all. And it was one of my back, not the molars, but the one before the molars. It was that, and it was kind of loose. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pull this joint out myself. But I couldn't work the nerve up to actually snatch it out. So I'm laying down, right? And then I hear, oh, we got another one. So when I heard that, all I was thinking is, okay, maybe there is a white guy that, we can extort. Offer protection to. Maybe there's a gay guy that was flamed out like Gay Nelson or whatever. I don't know. So when I hear we got another one, all that meant to me is money. So I pop my head out the cell and I look over the tier. And as soon as I look over the tier, I hear, "Oh, that's my cousin. That's my cousin." And he pointing up there looking at me. Now, at this time, y'all, I had a banging headache. And when you got a headache and you trying to squint because your head banging so much and you can't really see. So I see him pointing up that way towards me, but there's like 3 other guys that's hanging over the balcony too. So I'm not really paying attention. So I dip back into the cell. So then Al come to me. Now, Al heard about Gay Tone, like here and there, because Al always been in my life around from the age of like 14 years old. So he heard about Gay Tone or whatever. So Al come to me and he like, "Hey, Donta, you all right?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm just finna snatch this tooth out." He was like, "Well, I'll punch it out your mouth." I said, "All right, then what you think I'm gonna do?" So we just laughed kicking. So he was like, "Hey, Gay Tone is out there. He talking about that he need to talk to you." And I'm like, "Gay Tone?" He like, "Yeah, your cousin." I said, "Man, that dude ain't my cousin." He's like, "Yeah, I know, but he out there. He want to talk to you." So I'm like, "What do you want to talk to me about?" And he's like, "I don't know." So I said, "Bring him in." So he like, "Hey, what's up, Donta?" I'm like, "What's up, Tone?" He like, "Man, they gave me 5 years, bro. They gave me 5 years." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Basically, I was dating this dude." I said, whoa, just hold on, brother. Just spare me the details. Well, let's skip past all that. He like, "Well, long story short, he wanted to do something with me, and I didn't want to do something with him, so I busted him upside his head with a bottle, and he ended up going to a coma, and he ended up pressing charges on me when he tried to, take advantage of me." And I'm like, honestly, y'all, I didn't really want to hear none of that anyway. So I'm like, "Yeah." He like, "Yeah." So, they end up giving me 5 years for great bodily harm and blah, 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 blah. I said, "Okay." So he was like, "So what's up, cuz?" And I'm like, nothing. It's prison. He like, "Oh, okay." So I said, "Hey, Tone, listen, you gonna have to kind of tone it down a little bit." He like, "What you mean tone it down?" I said, you like all that being loud." He like, "Oh, what you got a head?" I said, "Yeah, I got a toothache, but even outside of that, this dorm is kind of chilled, and I heard you yelling like, 'That's my cousin, that's my cousin,' and like we don't really do all that." So he like, "Oh, okay. What?" I said, just tone it down a little bit." So he like, "All right." So he leave out of there. It wasn't about 10 minutes to go by. And all I hear him saying, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. My cousin Donta ain't gonna let nothing happen to me. I don't know what y'all dudes got me effed up. I gonna get my cousin Donta right now. So I'm hearing all this, so I hear it pop up and I head out the cell and I see him. Listen, when I was talking to Gay Tone, when he was in my cell, he was dressed normal, okay? When I popped out the cell and I seen what was going on, Gay Tone done had his shirt. Y'all know when them chicks in the summertime, they be having their shirt like tied up in the front like that. Gay Tone had his shirt tied up like that. Now, maybe I wasn't paying attention because my headache was banging when I was talking to him, but he was like that. And the dude that he got put in the cell with, he wasn't going for that because I guess dude was homophobic or whatever. He just didn't want no gay guy in the cell with him. So I guess he got the bucking on Gay Tone and told him to get out of his cell, and he ain't going for it. So Gay Tone throwing me in the mix, talking about, my cousin Donta ain't gonna go for that, and that's my cousin and all this and that, and he throwing me in the mix, and Al and Tor T them all looking at me crazy like, dude, like, what we supposed to do? And actually, what their face was really looking like was, we ain't about to crash out over no gay guy, right? And I don't blame him. So he like, Dante, come get this dude. Come get this dude. So I'm like, man, I can't deal with this. So I go down there and dude like, hey, D, listen, I know this your family, but dog, he can't be in the cell with me. I'm like, listen, y'all, I got a headache. I got a bad headache, and I cannot right now. And Dayton was like, well, is something going to happen? Because if he don't want me in that cell, I ain't got to be in that cell. Can I go in the cell with you? I said, no, negative. That ain't happening. I said, listen, you better go to the guards and ask them to put you in somebody else's cell. Well, I'm not about to deal with this. So I go back up to the cell. He like, oh, we supposed to be family, Dante. It's like that. It's like that. You just going to let them do whatever they want to me up in here? I said, Tone. And listen, y'all, like I said, I had a banging headache. I'm like, Tone, yo, chill, man. Just go talk to the guards, right? So I head back upstairs and I go to my cell, right? So at this point, I'm like, you know what? F it. So I got this string, right? And I tied it to my teeth, wrapped it around it, right? And I tried to tug at it, but I just couldn't do it. Like, I kept, like, playing with it. Like, I kept trying to tug it out, but I didn't have the oomph to actually go through with it. So I popped out to say, I said, hey, Tarty, come here right quick, man. He like, what's up? I said, listen, I need for you to pull this string right quick so to yank this tooth out. And he is like, you for real, bro? I said, yeah, I need this tooth out right now, man. I can't deal with this. He like, you sure? I said, yeah. He was like, well, I'm going to count to 10, and then I'm going to pull it out. I said, no, just count to 3, man. Just count to 3. So he like, you ready? I said, yeah. He said 1, and then he yanked it out. Boom. Right? When he did it, surprisingly, y'all, I didn't even feel nothing. But my mouth started filling with blood, right? And I instantly went to the sink and Tarty left out, right? Now, at this time, Gay Tone I hear him in the distance hollering, screaming, yelling. Now, at this point, I don't care. So I'm rinsing my mouth out, right? And I get some salt to put the salt in my mouth with the salt water, whatever. So I'm salt watering. And a guard come to my cell like, oh, so what you got going on, Dante? I said, well, what's talking about? He like, why your mouth bleeding? I said, I just got my tooth taken out. He was like, somebody knocked your tooth out? I said, no, man, no, I just pulled my tooth out. He was like, oh, well, listen. So I understand that gay guy is your cousin, and he talking about he don't feel safe. So we was thinking, I said, no, listen. That dude is not my cousin. That dude, we grew up together somewhat. His granny was dating my granddad. That's it. That ain't my cousin. Homeboy cannot come in his cell. He like, well, he's going around I said, I don't give a damn what he's going around saying. That's not my family. He cannot be in his cell. So the guard like, well, just sit tight. So he leave out, and then the captain come and he like, hey Dante, that the gay guy, my deputy told me that, that's not your family, but at the same time, we ain't got no more cells, and he got to come in there. Plus, he's saying that, y'all family. I said, yo, what part of y'all don't get? I don't really know this dude like that. They like, well, we ain't really got nowhere else to put him. He got to come in there. Plus, ain't nobody gonna run in your cell and do nothing to him. I said, listen, I'm not trying to hear none of that. He cannot come in my cell. They like, well, we ain't got no. Well, you can go to the hole and he can have the cell by himself. I said, come on, man. I didn't even do nothing. Dude not coming in his cell, man. They like, listen, If can he stay here for just a couple days or whatever, and we're sorted out? I'm like, man, why dude that he got into it with earlier downstairs? Why he can't? Why y'all didn't send him to the hole? It was like, well, he been here longer than anybody, and we just don't really want to deal with that. So he need to come in here. So I'm like, man, how long he gonna have to be here? They was like, just give us 2 or 3 days. We'll find somewhere for him to go. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So they call him. He come up there, and he like, hey, so I'm here that you didn't woke me up in here. I said, hey, listen, man, I'm going through a lot right now. Just you got the top bunk, man, and just chill, man. And I'll be back. And I just left off the cell. So Al then was down there. They was like, oh, I see you got tone up. I said, come on, y'all, stop playing, man. They like, what? That's your family, right? I said, man, hey, so they was basically trying to joke on me, like, oh, you done moved the punk in the cell. So I'm like, man, y'all chill, man. So they like, no, I mean, if that's your cousin, it is what it is. I mean, is it your cousin? I'm like, all right, man, whatever, y'all. So this is where this story gets really crazy. We're going to fast forward to lockdown. Matter of fact, we're going to fast forward to 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning rolls around, right? Now, this is going to be some advice for anybody that is going to the county jail or prison, okay? I don't give a dang what you do when you're at home. I don't care how you sleep when you're in a free world. But when you come to jail or you come to prison, you do not sleep in the nude. Do you understand? I'm going to repeat this again. When you go to jail or you go to prison, under no circumstance do you sleep butthole naked. That's out. So I'm laying down. And the way I'm sleeping, my back is against the wall. So I'm like laying on my side-ish, right? And my TV is right here on the desk. So I'm looking right at the TV. And what's on right now is Mad TV, right? On Comedy Central. So I'm watching the TV and it's about, like I said, it's about 1 something, maybe about 1:15-ish. Gay Tone like, man, it is so hot. It's hot. Now, I can't see him. I just hear him. He like, man, they ain't got no fans in here. You ain't got no fan? I said, nah, I ain't got no fan. He like, man, it's so hot in here. So I hear him up there moving around. I don't know what he up there doing. But he's steady moving and adjusting. I'm like, yo. I said, Tom, what you up there doing, man? He like, nothing, man. It's just so hot up here, man. God. I said, well, I mean, I got some ice right there. You get you a couple of ice cubes and put it on the towel. You know, that's what I usually do if I'm real hot. Get your washcloth and get a couple of ice cubes and, you know, just put it on your forehead and lay back down. Why? When Gay Tone. Okay, so remember, y'all, he got the top bunk. So when he pushes his legs over, I just see his legs. Gay Tone jump off his rack. Y'all know where this going. Gay Tone, when he jumped off the top rack, Gay Tone was butt ass naked. I said, yo, dogs, where the is your clothes at? He like, what? I said, why the you naked for, man? Why the is you naked? He like, what you talking about? Before I knew it, y'all, and y'all gotta forgive me. There was I'm not making no excuses for my behavior. You should always keep your hands to yourself.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
But I lost it because you would think that just common courtesy, just being, why would you be butt naked in a cell with another man All I know is I jumped up and I blacked out. The only thing I remember was him like, let me go, let me go. And I remember a guard grabbing me and yanking me off Gaeton. Gaeton said he didn't want to press charges, but he also said he felt unsafe in the cell with me, and they was just asking me like what was going on. And I'm like, yo, I lost it. I mean, this dude jumped off the bed and they had this full investigation going on. At first they was asking Gaeton like, why was you naked? He telling them the truth. They trying to make it seem like something else was going on. And anybody that been locked up in prison before, right? Y'all know how these interrogation goes when they want to investigate and they just keep. So they ask him like, at first you say that this your cousin. I said, correction. I never said that was my cousin. I said that my granddaddy was dating his grandmother. So we just said, okay, we cousin, but that's not my blood cousin. Because they were trying to spin a narrative that I basically was saying like, okay, this my family, move him in my cell. From the jump, when he hit the dormitory, I let it be known like, no, dogs, I'm not related to this dude. I let the deputies and the captain know from the prior shift, like, yo, I don't want him in here. So they tried to spin a narrative that I tried to move him in there, and for whatever reason that we got into it, and what happened. So I'm like, and you know what? Let me do a sidebar for you freaked out motherfuckers out there that gonna like, oh no, Dante, something don't seem right. Let me tell you something. For you cats out there that got them freaked out minds, Dante only know one way, and that's straight. Dante only know one way, and that's the straight and narrow. Don't ever try to put that. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why I didn't want homeboy in my cell. Because I knew something small could happen, and it just, something very small can turn into a big storm up in there. Especially when it's dealing with them type of people. And this is why I tell y'all, the biggest advice I could tell new cats that's going to prison, number one, do not gamble unless you can cover that debt. Number two, do not be borrowing things. Number three, do not get caught up in gossip. Do not be sitting up there talking about somebody thinking that whoever you telling this information to ain't gonna run their mouth. You tell one person that you think that's gonna keep y'all business between y'all, and he end up telling somebody else, and then the whole prison know, and now you got a cat coming at you with a knife like, yo, why you running your mouth about whatever the case is? And another thing, if you are a straight man, you cannot be in a cell with a gay guy. Why? Because things like this, dudes will just insinuate stuff. Dudes will hear one thing and be like, oh, I already knew they was. Dudes would. They say prison is like cackling women. And shout out to the women. Well, I know all women don't gossip and stuff like that, but dudes in prison be gossiping like women. All my prison dudes out there, am I lying? Dudes be gossiping like women. So for the next 2 weeks, because I was in the hole for a week and today figure out what happened. But for the next 2 weeks, that's all I kept hearing was the gay jokes. Everybody knew that I didn't rock like that. But best to believe, not everybody could joke on me like that. Not everybody. Only my tight-knit crew could do that. If you was to say something and you weren't a part of the mix, you was liable to get hurt bad. So let's just put that out there. But anyway, they end up moving Gaytone to another side of the prison, and I guess he got him a dude in there, and I guess he got a husband, and I guess he lived happy ever after in prison, and that's it. I'm out. If you need your business, products, or your social media channels promoted, make sure you shoot me a text at this number. My channel get over 5 million views per month, so that's a lot of eyes on your promotion. If you forgot to hit that like button, make sure you smash the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Be sure to get your Military Mind Games merch. The link will be pinned in the comment section. And last but not least, make sure y'all help me fight this war on poverty.